Hello, everyone. Hi, welcome to episode 37 of the Tomato Timer. And as we continue with our Young Changemaker series, we have an amazing, incredible changemaker today. Monica is the founder of Desi Ballers. She was part of the summit in 2019 when I was there as well, and she also represented Bangladesh at the 58th International Session for Young Participants at the Olympic Academy. She is an incredible person. She's the recipient of the Queen's Commonwealth Trust Award, and she got to meet the Duke and Duchess of Sussex as well during that time. Monica, so good to have you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So, Monica, first of all, tell me a little bit about the kind of the story behind Desi Ballers. Where did it all start? What were you thinking about? Were you an active kind of sports person as a young girl?
Yeah, like I used to live in a joint family, so I had 9 cousin brother. So when I
Wow.
was growing, up, so I used to always play with them, like cricket,
Mm.
football, any other outdoor sports, you name it. So I never played basketball. So one day I went to see one of my cousin to play basketball. So from there, I was curious that I have never played this sport. So should why shouldn't I try? So from
Hmm.
there, I started playing basketball. So my journey started in 2005. So and in 2016, I played basketball for my national team. So
Amazing.
it was a very long journey. But when I started playing basketball, there was no national team, So I never imagined of playing basketball for my national team. So, but with time, it grew, and I got the chance to play for my national team. So within these 15 years, I had seen like the system is not right for women. There are so
Mm.
many lackings. There are so many discrimination going on in the system. So, like me and my teammate, who is the co-founder of Deshi Bowlers as well, Ashrin. So we both like started thinking that we should create more opportunities for girls because there are more girls who wants to play, but like us, I have to wait 15 years to play for the national team, but that doesn't have to have same with other girls as well, you
Yeah.
know. So like we started with an Facebook page, or you can say group, and then we organize only women oriented tournament, because in here the tournaments are only for boys or
Yeah.
it's a mix, but there is no tournaments only for girls. So we are the first one who organized a tournament only for girls, and we got so good response in that. So after that, like we thought like now, no, we have to work on this and we have to make this happen. So from there, in 2018, Deshi Bowler started, and we are going very well. Yeah.
Amazing. So tell us a little bit about what you guys do exactly. Do you organize events? How are you empowering young girls who want to pursue sports?
There are many activities which we do throughout the whole year. Like first of all, there were no regular practice for women. Like in Bangladesh or in Asia, you can say the place for playing basketball is very less. Like the court, we need a
Yeah,
proper court for playing basketball, and
of course.
those courts are not available for girls. There are
Yeah.
restrictions in that place as well. So first of all, we try to create a safer place for women where they can practice regularly, because in it happens like whenever we have any tournaments, we
Hmm.
just go and play, we don't practice, and because of which many women have to face injuries and other stuff. So we started the regular practice sessions. Then for young girls, we started to do camps in schools, like to make them the importance of playing sports. And if they are interested, they can take basketball as their profession, you know. So then we also do like boot camps for fitness, like those who are not do not want to be a basketball player, but who are pretty much interested in sports. So we also do weekly camps for them. They're like a fitness camp, so anyone can join. And we also have some sessions like there are girls for me, after 5 years, I'm going to be a senior athlete. Like due to my physical fitness, I can't play sports, but if I want, I can take like as a coach, or I can be a manager, or I can be something else. Like
Yeah.
sports doesn't mean you have to only play sports.
Yeah.
So in here, the culture is like if you want to play sports, you have to only play sports. There is no sports journalism, or there is no coach, there is no referees, female referees.
Yeah.
So we also wanted to make the awareness that you can be this, you can be that. After you retire from playing sports, you can also be this. So we want to, we are through our sessions, we are trying to spread the awareness that if you want to, if you don't want to play, it's fine. You can do many other things which is related to sports. You
Mm.
know, so like little by little, we are expanding our events, and we are trying to encourage girls to take sports more seriously. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's such an important cause, and I want to explore this a little bit more. I know it's a bit controversial, but what are
Yeah.
those challenges, in particular for girls, pursuing sports in areas of the world where we're
Mm.
from? Where we talk about Southeast Asia, we're talking about these kind of um, countries who, let's just say that it's not part of America and Western Europe.
Yeah.
What are the challenges that you face, and how can we, what can we do about it?
Yeah, there are many challenges, but the main challenge is to break this stereotype mentality. That sports is only for boys, not for
Yes.
girls,
Yeah.
and the girls can only play it as a hobby, not as a professional career or something else.
Mm.
So this is the main stereotype mentality we have to deal every day. And there are also like social, cultural, and obviously religious barriers as well.
Hmm.
So, and there are many families who do not support their kids, to play sports, or they don't encourage them to play sports. So these are the barriers we are still dealing with. So I feel the society first, need to accept that uh, there is no difference between a female athlete and male athlete. It
Hmm.
it is an athlete. Athlete means an athlete.
Yes.
Their athlete cannot be like judged by a gender. You know, so, and secondly, women need to speak up, and women need to come out of their home to play sports if they want. And I feel if I cannot convince my parents that I want to play sports,
Yeah.
how can I convince the society that I want to play sports? So first of all, I need to convince my parents that yes, I want this, I want to make a career in this, and then I can say this to the society that yes, I can do this.
Yeah.
So yeah, there are
And
lots of challenges.
there
We need,
are
yeah,
many challenges. We've all faced them. And a lot of what you said is to be proactive and actually go out and not accept what society is telling us, but actually try to make a change and go out there. What can we do as young people who are maybe, because of like social media, we can see so much happening. We can see um, girls and every kind of gender, and it doesn't matter. We're seeing people play sport. We can see it online. We can see it on the internet. We can see people pursuing fitness. And it's not just sports, but being, pursuing their fitness journeys and trying to be healthier. So we're starting to be more aware of all these challenges and things that are out there. But what can we do ourselves to empower this kind of empower, whether it's our sisters or ourselves if we're girls, um, in pursuing, if it's not just sports for a career, but sports to,
yeah,
to kind of be healthy and have a good lifestyle.
yeah, yeah. Like for example, if you have a sister, you should encourage her to play sports. If you are playing sports, you should fight for her with your parents. Like if every boy starts to do that, like
Mm.
the girls will get a strong support from their home. So the main issue is that they don't get enough support or encouragement from their friends, family, or society. And
Yes.
because of which they also start thinking like that, should I play sports? Or they start to self-doubt themselves. I
Mm.
feel that. So I think we need to encourage girls more, and we need to create more opportunities for girls. Like I'm saying that girls should take sports as a profession, but there is no profession, so to take right now. Like for
Yeah.
example, I play basketball for my national team, but there is no permanent thing. I can be cut off anytime. I don't get proper like salary as an athlete. So how
Yeah.
can I convince my parents that I want to pursue in this career, because there is no career. So first of all, we have to create that career. We have to create that opportunity. We have to create that organization. Like as an young, like for me, there was no opportunity, but now I am creating opportunity for the young people who are next generation after me. So like if like this, we all start to take initiative, start to encourage women like this. If it will take time, but slowly we can normalize saying sports for girls is okay. You know?
Yeah.
And another thing which is we don't get enough media attention. You know? So yeah, that's another thing. Like if we are doing good, they also they will make a news like it's not your ability, it's because you are a girl. The headline would be like girl athlete, which earlier I tried to say. See athlete as an athlete, not a girl and a boy. So yeah, there are. If we try from ourselves, we can change many things. Yeah.
Yeah. And I completely agree. And there's so many within the media and how we're this is portrayed in
Okay.
terms
Yeah.
of the wording that's used and where these kind of pieces of news are, shared online. There are so many polarizations and where things are restricted, and it's heartbreaking because at the end of the day, sports, and even when you say sportsmanship, you can't even
Yeah.
say sportswomanship. It's sad. It's very, very sad because there are just some incredible, just many of my idols, and many of, because I like to be involved a lot with sports, and I play like
Mhm.
cricket and tennis, and I'm a big runner, and I swim, and I do all this kind of stuff. And it doesn't. And when I go out and look for, whether it's tutorials or videos, I'm never polarized or thinking about, oh, is that a tutorial by a girl or a boy? It's not. It's never comes to me.
Yeah.
But that's because I've been exposed time and time again that when I go for my races with my university, I'm going to be running alongside girls, and there are going to be some girls who are going to shoot past me so much faster, and I'm always going to be behind them. And we forget when we're, I guess, because of the way society and the world is portraying this image, we forget that this we can't make these judgments, before even starting the race or before even starting the game. So it's a huge challenge, and I hope that, I guess, the first part is for ourselves to start doing these things, playing sports, going out there, um, joining. If you feel uncomfortable in a male or mixed situation, then maybe you do it in a girls only kind of career
Yeah.
pathway. There's a lot of really cool stuff happening in the gym arena where people, there are lots of gyms that are opening up and slotting hours for female only, which is very encouraging for people who don't feel comfortable in a mixed environment. Um, so I guess it's encouraging, but there's still a whole lot of stuff to
Yeah.
do to really normalize this.
Like,
I want to bring you back to your kind of your education and your kind of even what you're pursuing at this stage in your career. How has that affected you and led you that kind of, has it affected your sports abilities, and how has it affected you to kind of organize and develop your organization more?
yeah, interestingly, when I was playing sports for my national team, so I got selected in my second year of university. So, and then after 2 years, I got into a job. So, in job interviews, I always used to say, "This is my practice hour. Uh, During this hour, I cannot do office. You know, like there
Yeah,
are our practice used to happen like from evening 8 to 10 at night, because all of us used to do jobs.
yeah,
So, like, and in few offices, they used to ask for extra hours. You know, you have to stay late, or you have to do extra work for till 9 or meeting and other stuff. So, my first criteria was to see the office allows me my practice time or not, and
yeah.
if I have any trips for international games, they will allow me or not. So, because of this, I have left many jobs and many interviews because it
Amazing.
doesn't. Yeah, because in here people don't understand, the sports career or the priority for sports. They think it's a hobby. You should
Yeah,
give priority to your job because you are getting paid here. You're not getting paid there. The mentality is like that. So because of which I had to left many jobs because my priorities are like with sports. So in the 1 year, I think I left 3 jobs to play three
Wow.
domestic games.
Good job.
So yeah, but I think it was worth it.
Yeah.
So now I'm doing a full-time job in a software company, and my background is computer science and engineering. So nothing related to my work, which I'm doing in Deshi Bowlers.
Yeah.
So yeah, and but in here they gave me a freedom. They are very flexible, so which is good with me. So I'm here for like a 1.5 year. So,
Amazing.
and the educational part really didn't help me in my organization, but I would say during my university time, I was involved in more clubs and other extracurricular activities, which really helped me to, get along with my organization. And in my organization, I see the technical side. So for me, it was a plus and minus both because I have a technical background, so I can see
Yeah.
the technical sides of my organization as well. But I'm still learning the business side, like the financing, the accounting,
Yeah.
because these are totally new to me because I never studied in my school or in my university. I was always a science student. So yeah, so now with time I'm learning with my organization, but it doesn't really matter what you are studying and what you are doing right now. If you can find a bridge in between both, and your what your love like you love what you're doing, it's fine, I think. So yeah,
Amazing.
people do not need to think like in university life. They do not think much about what they are going to do in their career.
Hmm.
This what I'm studying is going to help me or not. Like there's no point of thinking all that because I never planned to like have an organization. So right
Yeah.
now I have. Yeah.
Amazing. So you've mentioned this quite a few times about representing your country in the national team. You also went to the Olympic Academy a couple of years
Yeah.
ago in Greece. Um, Tell us about your experience there. What was it like? What were you doing there?
There was an event for like youth athletes. I
Hmm.
was represented from my federation, basketball federation, and it was in 2018. And it was my first solo trip. So I
Okay.
always traveled with my team. I never traveled totally alone.
Hmm.
So this event happened in Greece in the International Olympic Academy.
Hmm.
So there we had to stay like for 16 days. We were like total 150 to 160 people,
Hmm.
and all of them were like athletes from their respective countries representing their NOCs, Olympic players, and professors, well-known professors as well. So it was a
Wow.
totally new world to me. So,
I can imagine.
and yeah, and there was no internet, there was no proper phone. So for 16 days, we all were like made so many friends, so many met so many peoples and learned so many cultures. Like for me, this was the first time I went outside Asia. So for me, it was a
Yeah.
totally new world. So I learned so many things. I made so many friends. So from there, I realized the power of sports. How sports can unite people,
Hmm.
like in prospect of language, culture, all other differences. Because there are few people who couldn't even speak in proper English or they couldn't communicate. But we are so good friends right now because we love sports.
Hmm.
So from there, I realized the power of sports and how sports can really change someone's way of seeing life and way of living life. Yeah,
Sports unites people. That's amazing. And
yeah,
you're absolutely right. There's, you know, uh, um, growing up in Saudi Arabia, like I had lots of situations where I didn't understand the Arabic, but I would go onto a football court and that's it. You knew what you were gonna do. You knew
yeah.
how you're gonna play. If you didn't understand, you had to be a goalie.
Just
They will pick
part,
you up and
yeah,
put you in the goal. But that's it. Like you understood the game and the
yeah.
language. Um,
The language of sports.
the language
The
of
people
sports.
say the language of
It's
sports.
it's
Yeah.
international. It's always everyone knows it. It's a beautiful thing. And then more recently, you were part of the Queen's Commonwealth Trust. What was that about?
Yeah, like for the One Young World, the
Hmm.
Queen's Commonwealth Trust is a part of also part of One Young World. So when I was applying for the One Young World, I also applied for the Queen's Commonwealth Trust scholarship. So
Yeah.
luckily, I got this scholarship, and And the Queen's Commonwealth Trust, they selected like 53 young change makers from 53 Commonwealth countries. So from Bangladesh, I was the one who got selected.
Okay.
So yeah, it was a very exciting moment for me. And yeah, like till now, I am with them. So they are very supportive with everything what I do. They are always there. And yeah, like One Young World and Queen's Commonwealth Trust really gave me a platform, to expand my work.
Of
Yeah,
course. And what about because the Queen's Commonwealth Trust is, I think,
yeah.
I'm not sure if it's organized, or but like it's definitely spearheaded by the Duchess and Duke of Sussex. Were
Oh,
you?
yeah, they are
Yeah.
the like principal or vice principal, you can say,
Okay.
of the Queen's Commonwealth Trust.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got the opportunity to meet them, which is
Amazing.
a very
How did that happen?
yeah, like I didn't knew from before. Like I got to know one day before that I'm gonna meet them. Like I got an email that you're gonna meet them, and it's a secret. You cannot share with anyone. There is a meeting, secret meeting. So I went there and then saw 10 more young people with me. So in we were total 10 people who got selected by the Queen's Commonwealth Trust to meet them.
Hmm.
So we had a meeting a day before, and the next morning at like 6, I had to sneak out of my room. So my roommate didn't knew about it where I'm going. So because we were not allowed to say anything, until
Yeah.
we met when because of the protocols and the media coverage
Yeah.
issues and other stuff. So yeah, we went there and we met with them, and like initially we knew that we are gonna meet with Megan, but we didn't knew that we are gonna meet with Harry as well, because when we got there and Harry entered the room and we were all like shocked that oh. And to top it up with, I was sitting beside Harry, so I will.
Amazing.
Yeah, so for that like 30 minutes, I was totally blank. I didn't know what was happening around me. But yeah, that was a pretty amazing feeling, and
I can
great
imagine.
job.
What was discussed during, like, where was it a what were the topics you talked about together?
Mainly, we all 10 people, we represented our organization because
Hmm.
we 10 of us were somehow working with gender equality and inclusion.
Yeah.
And Megam and Harry is always promoting gender equality and inclusion. So
Yeah.
we all shared our organization, what we are doing and what we want to do in future. And they also shared their insights with us, and they also like say encourage us in many ways. So yeah, we just shared our experience, life experience, why we choose to start the organization,
Mhm.
and what we are working and what our vision are. So yeah.
Amazing. So now, Monica, I want to kind of wrap up, but I want to hear a message from you that you would like to share with um, young girls, especially out there who might be feeling, because of many restrictions and different societal barriers, that they can't pursue sports or health, fitness, or whatever. What would you say, tell them? How would you empower them?
I will say never give up what you love to do, because I know it's very hard, but it's not impossible. Like you always look for opportunities, and if you can hold on to it, one day you will get that opportunity and result. And like I was playing basketball for 15 years, but I never got the opportunity to play for my national team, but I did after 15 years, if because with me there were so many people who left the practice, who left for their like future careers, who got married and other stuff as well, but I hold on. That's why I got the opportunity. So I can say in perspective of Asia, it is hard for women to play sports, obviously, but it is not impossible. So if
Right.
you could at least reach the field like of playing sports, you have achieved so many things, because to reach that field, you have to break so many walls, so many barriers.
Yeah.
So for us to reach the field or to reach the sports ground is a very big thing. So don't let go what you love, and always try to encourage yourself, always try to encourage others, as well, because encourage is one thing which can give you confidence, which can take you to another level, you know. So yeah, always try to encourage other women, always try to encourage everyone, and never give up, and never say like it's not happening, or it will not happen. And it's okay if you fail, but never give up. Always try to learn from your experience why I have failed. Because in games, like from me, I can say what I learned from basketball is that I have learned how to respect my opponents. I have learned how to handle failures, and more importantly, I have learned how to handle success. You know, there are many people who cannot handle success. Yeah,
Yeah,
like for
that's
failure we
so
can.
insightful.
Yeah, so for failure I can blame it, that blame, but for success you cannot blame anyone because you are succeeding. But to maintain the success and to stay grounded at that position, it's very important. So yeah, one thing I would say: never give up and always look for opportunities. It's okay if you get rejected, no problem. Just clean the street out and walk through it. Yeah,
Amazing. That was beautiful and so empowering. Thank you so much for joining us, Monica.
yeah. Thank you so much.
And thank you to everyone who's watched us live or listening to us in a recorded session. Do join us again next week. We'll be here every Saturday. For that, bye bye.